For thousands of years, dogs have offered protection, companionship, and love to man, their master.
Long considered man's best friend, dogs weren't always treated that way, at least not when it came to what they were fed. While on a business trip selling lightning conductors to the British in 1860, an entrepreneurial electrician by the name of James Spratt was offered ship biscuits for his dog. Disgusted with the inedible treat, Spratt came up with the idea to invent a specially prepared food for his dog. Both nutritious and inexpensive, Spratt's dog cake invention inspired what would later become a $14 billion industry, dedicated to our faithful companions. In the 1940s, canned dog food started to appear on store shelves. Canning, a system of pressure cooking closed cans filled with food at high temperatures, provided consumers with a dog food that could sit on the shelf for up to 2 years and still be safe enough to eat.
We refer to it, and rightly so, as Miracle of the Can.
The canned pet food industry continued to grow up until World War II. As the need for steel and other resources increased during the war, many Americans joined in metal rationing efforts, pushing canning companies to the edge of bankruptcy. In response, the pet food industry quickly switched its focus from canned food to dry food as a substitute.
Rich, delicious chunks of solid, meaty flavor the dogs really come running for.
Consumers responded well to this shift. In fact, dry pet food sales soared well into the 1960s, providing consumers with a convenient and less expensive, balanced meal for their pets. Unaware of the more unsavory ingredients contained in pet foods, consumers believed that dry pet food provided the best diet for their pet. By the 1970s, pet food advertising had expanded into national television, and pet food products could be found in grocery stores across the country, with pet food quickly outselling even baby products. As sales skyrocketed, companies began focusing more and more on attractive packaging and advertising, and less on nutrition. As Americans became increasingly focused on diet and nutrition, reading packaging labels on their own foods, many began questioning the ingredient labels found on pet food as well. During the 1990s, dry dog food contained waste products such as grain hulls, sweepings, and meat byproducts. In order to make pet foods appetizing, many manufacturers began adding fat and preservatives to the already heavily processed kibble. After more than a century, improvements in the once stagnant pet food industry began to take place as manufacturers began replacing chemical preservatives in their foods with vitamins C and E. Today, commercial pet food is used in more than 71 million households in America. Much of the market is controlled by a few large companies, such as Mars, producers of Pedigree and Caesar, Nestle, producers of all Purina brands, and Procter & Gamble, producers of Iams and Eukanuba. And although pets are viewed as members of the family in many homes today, mainstream foods have not kept pace with this trend, or with the demand for truly healthy foods, made with a dog's nutritional needs in mind. Most commercial foods market their products as all natural and wholesome, but the ingredients in these products remain unchanged, consisting primarily of grains and byproducts. Since pet food is much less stringently regulated than human food, products have been left open to abuse. The most recent evidence of this neglect points to the pet food recalls issued by the FDA in March 2007. In a little over a month's time, some of the top pet food companies had recalled more than 5,500 varieties of pet food and treats, sold under more than 100 brands.
Feeding Fido, a lot of pet owners have been looking for better food alternatives after the pet food recall that scared a lot of us.
Luckily, not all brands were affected by the recall. The barf diet is an example of an alternative diet for pets. It promotes a bones and raw food meal, mimicking carnivorous diets found in the wild. Despite the benefits of a less processed and high-protein diet, some pet experts argue that the public is not educated enough to know how to balance a raw diet. Dangerous bone fragments, excessive nutrients, or a lack of certain nutrients, along with bacterial contamination, are all risk factors that create uncertainty with this diet. Then there are companies that have taken a holistic and all-natural approach to their pet foods, which include human-grade ingredients, vitamins and mineral supplements, and grain-free products. Often these products contain a higher percentage of meat and no byproducts. However, upscale pricing and unclear FDA definitions of the use of all natural and organic deter many would-be users of these products. New trends from other countries are making their way into the pet food category as well. Refrigerated pet food, sometimes referred to as fresh pet food, started in Australia a decade ago and has emerged in the US marketplace more recently. Fresh pet food utilizes a gentle processing technique that reduces nutrient destruction. Since it does not contain chemical preservatives to maintain its freshness, fresh dog food must be kept refrigerated. Although alternative products have slowly been entering the marketplace, the benefits are only now beginning to receive mainstream credibility.
This is fresh pet food.
Only through awareness, education, and smart evaluation can pet owners strive towards better health and well-being for their pets.